Hey YouTube, what's going on? Look who it is, finally back again. It's not a fantasy football league video, it's a comic book video. I know it's been a while. I'm doing a lot of stuff with just the YouTube comic book community football league. So this is a comic book video, once again. I have some computer issues, so hopefully I can get this done in one take. If not, I might have to jump around and do parts here and there. But Christmas is coming up. Some of you may or may not know that Christmas is my birthday. So I've had some things on layaway I kind of want to show. But the first things I want to kind of show are some of the things I picked up over the last few months. Some of the newer stuff. So start off, Scooby-Doo Team Up #1. I kind of read this with my son. He liked it, I liked it. I think I liked it a little more than he does. We actually have the episode on DVD from the cartoon. So he actually had my shop actually had a few of these. I was surprised. He said he bought some. They didn't sell quite as much as he thought. So finally picked that one up. Another thing I picked up was Justice League 3000. It's not on my pull list. Just something I decided to pick up. Read a little bit about it. Knew kind of the story was a little bit about it. So read it. I thought it was very interesting. I'll probably read. Oh, look in the background. See Captain America? That's this. Captain America. This is a double VHS. Still rocking the VHS. This is Hollywood Matinee Serials. This came out in 1944. Starring Dick Purcell, not as Steve Rogers. I can't remember the name of the character in here, but he's not a soldier. He's actually a district attorney. So as I said, there's 15 episodes, I guess you want to call them, and I believe these were little movies that they had played before an actual movie back in the 40s. So they show a little Captain America movie and then get on to the main feature. So like I said, this came out in 1993, I believe. Yeah, 93 when I got it. If you are a Captain America fan, like I know Hippie is, I'm sure he's seen these before, and if he hasn't, he definitely needs to get this. If I had a dual cassette, I would tape it for him. Or if I can find a way to put this on DVD, I will send it to him. But yeah, he needs to have this. If you're a Captain America fan, you have to have this. Even though it's not Steve Rogers, still Cap, still great. Okay, so back to the comic books. Another thing I picked up off the shelf. Actually, I got #1 for free. I picked 2 and 3 off the shelf. I liked the first issue. Second one was okay. Third one was not so good. I'll give it one more issue. See how it is. If I like it, I'll continue. If not, I just won't pick it up anymore. That's Superman, Wonder Woman. It's 2, 3. So yeah, this is like the first issue. Not quite sure where it's going, but we'll see what happens with that. Excuse me. Another thing. This is actually on my pull list. With the back issues that I bought of Valiant, I didn't know much about the characters, but for 10 cents each, I'm going to buy as many as I can. With this being new, this new Unity, I figure it's got a lot of characters in it, so why not learn more about them? So I got X-Men Man of War, it's got Ninjak in it, it's got Eternal Warrior. There's 1 and 2. I believe this is a miniseries. I believe, I don't know. If not, I'm going to buy it anyways. I like it. They said it's having these characters in the new stories kind of get me really pumped up to get more of a lot of the older stuff. This is a book. Everybody's kind of sad that this is ending in February. I believe I jumped on at 27 or 28. And these are the only books I bought of this character probably since the 80s, and I haven't really bought much of it. I pretty much know what everybody else knows about the character, so it wasn't too bad. I mean, everybody likes this Daredevil book. I mean, everybody's on this. 33 and 34. Probably, depending on what I'm still buying in March, if I'm going to pick it up or not. I know it's going to $3.99, but I still may pick it up anyways. Another book that's on my pull list that I really liked the first 2 issues of. Obviously, I like Rick Remender's writing on Captain America, so it's a no-brainer for me to pick up Black Science 1 and 2. Really like the story. characters are interesting. The art, I really enjoy the art. So yeah, definitely, if you're a Remender fan, you gotta pick that up. Another thing that's on my pull list, it will probably always be on my pull list, unless I lose my job or something. But anyways, it's Batman 66, number 5 and 6. Not read 6 yet. That's my plan for this weekend. This is where comic book started for me. Back to the old TV shows. This and Super Friends. So yeah, this is definitely a no-brainer for me to stay on until it ends. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little computer issue. I can't remember jumping around. The audio is not going to match the video, and I apologize for that. I'm doing the best I can. But where I left off was talking about Captain America. First series, Living Legend, number 3 and number 4. If you want to read Captain America, you don't want to read the series, you like the character. Good little series to read. It's got a lot of 4-issue series that have come out over the past 3 or 4 years. So if you don't want something quick to read, nice 4-issue series, really recommend that. Another thing that I got from my shop was this. Yeah, this one doesn't have this signature like my last one does. Supposedly had a subscription for this. If you see my other videos, he didn't order 3 or 4. I told him don't worry about him, order them online. He must be deaf, but he wouldn't order this. And unfortunately, in his shop, if you order something, you will pay for it. So I have another copy of number 4. It's either A, I'll keep them both, or I'll give this one away. But yeah, the never-ending saga that is my shop. Oh, another thing about when Black Science came out, I believe it came out Thanksgiving weekend, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. He's going out to dinner with some family, so I couldn't pick up my books on Wednesday. I was at shop on Tuesday. So he's actually putting his books in the subscription folders as I'm standing there. And he gets to Black Science. And he's reading off the names, and his assistant manager there is putting in the folders. And then I said, I'm right here, can you save me a trip? Can I get that now? He said, no, can't do it. I'm right here. I said, no, it's against the rules. They don't let us install any books the day before. Because I can get in big trouble. Like I'm going to tell anybody. Just give him. So he wouldn't sell it to me. So I had to wait a whole another week to get that book. Great. You know how many issues are with that guy. But speaking of issues, 6-issue series. Liked it all the way, pretty much all the way to the end. Was kind of disappointed. This video's going to take all night. This is probably the 6th time I've kind of restarted and stopping, and hopefully when I piece it together, it won't look like, well, of course it's going to look like it, but I started talking about this book here. I had no idea where it was going. I kind of liked it. I'm going to have to reread it again, but so if you've seen some of the videos, you may have got this reference, and if you haven't, let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, this page here, where it says 6 Gun Gorilla, Wizard Magazine, 15 episodes, 1939. Creator unknown. Bad guy dies at the end. That references, obviously, the original story from back in 1939 that was in Wizard Magazine, that to this day they have no idea who wrote the story. It's a lot better than the comic book was. I've downloaded all 15 episodes on a PDF. I think I'm on 7 or 8 now. But yeah, if you like the comic book, you'll definitely like the original one from the magazine. It's a little kind of hard to read because it's the actual scans of the actual magazine, so the print's kind of small. So I just print them off at work when I get some boring time, and I read them. But last couple things I want to kind of show, and this is kind of where everything started. Captain America and Avengers. Beginning of the year, February, when I first started YouTube, this is the only titles I was picking up. Avengers and Captain America. And you can see what it's turned into. I like all the new stuff. My heart's always in the old stuff, though. I mean, that's what I prefer. The characters, just even the books themselves, the smell of the books and everything. I'm still gonna pick up Captain America. I have dropped Avengers finally. I've been saying it for a while. 23, haven't even read it. I've not read any other Infinity stuff. Had no idea where the story was going. So I finally dropped that. But obviously Captain America, here's number 12 and 14. I got 13 somewhere, but here's 14, the newest issue. Really love this cover. Not going to say too much about it. Can't tell how much I love him. If you're not reading him, you should at least read something of Captain America. Like I said, there's tons of little miniseries you can buy. But I'm not going to rant about that. So this Wednesday I picked up my layaway. These books here, and kind of while I was waiting for things to get done, I picked up a couple issues of Marvel 2-in-1. So there's 75 with the Avengers and 76 with Iceman. Really like this. Love the Thing. A lot of people buy Marvel Team Up, and I'm not a big Spider-Man guy, but I like the Thing, so this is where my money goes. I like this is kind of like a one-shot story for each. I think some carry over. For the most part, just one shot, two characters, Thing and another one. But here's where the good stuff starts. Mark from Fat Stack Comics shows these in his little Friday flea market hauls. I can't talk today. This video has been I don't know how many times. I've had a couple of beers. It's late. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now, and I want to get this done. But he shows these in his Friday flea market hauls. This is the only one I could find. Let's Super Friends. This is issue number 25. Definitely want to get more of these. I mean, obviously, like I said before, this is where it all started. Anything to do with comic books, Super Friends, and obviously Batman. But yeah, definitely want to get more of these. And I said, going back before, obviously, you wanted to buy a lot of back issue stuff. You kind of want to focus on, Marvel Bronze Age and some DC stuff, but right now mostly Marvel and some early 80s stuff. I have a bunch of these. Just never picked up number 1. He's had this in the shop for a while. It's over number 1. It's like $10. This book's in really great shape. The problem at his shop is all his books are in really crappy bags and boards. So you get me? I gotta pull them out and look at them. And I think that's why I sat there so long, because it looked like shit in the bag. And I know most people are just gonna rebag and board them, which I do. I don't know what people guys do with their old bags and boards, but what I do is obviously I throw the bags are useless to me. But what I do with my boards is the crappy ones. This one's not too bad, so I might reuse this one. But if it's a crappy board, what I do is I take the plain board, and I'll take some other ones and I'll cut them up into little strips, a couple inches wide. Tape it to the board and use them as my comic dividers. So I either write the name on it or have a little sticker made. My wife makes me little labels, stick them on there, and those are my book dividers. Instead of buying the plastic ones, a hell of a lot cheaper. Most people buy back issues, so if you want to rebag board them, reuse your boards. These ones are a little taller than the box, so they kind of bend a little bit, but I don't give a shit. But they work, so there's a little tip for you. Say going back and looking through the Marvel Bronze Age titles, another one I was always interested in, because I like the characters individually. This is the first book that I have. I'm not sure. I think it was high teens that this book runs into. That's Champions number 1. So finally happy to have that one. Really love this cover. I was hoping to win Gimpy's his contest when he first came out, because he gave this away, but I didn't, so I had to buy it. Most of these Bronze Age stuff run high teens, early 20s. I think Nova's 25 issues, so I don't really have a lot of stuff that's longer runs. Like Captain America, I'm down to 10 issues. So after those 10 issues, I think I need something that's going to be a prolonged run. I like to have really long run titles. So this is one that I've always wanted to start into. I love all the characters, but there's no way I'm starting at 1. So I'm like, where do I jump on? Where do I start? So if I can't start at 1, I'll start at 100. There's Justice League number 100. Really love this cover. Love all the characters. I mean, I really like the Super Friends. You gotta love the Justice League. So once Captain America's done, I'm hitting this hard. This is my next big thing. I think it goes to, I want to say 260, 261, right around there. Somewhere around there. So I'll start from 100, work my way up, jump around wherever, and then maybe work my way back. Don't know how far I'll get, but yep, that's where that's at. Next issue, I put some of these in Mylars. I really, there's no rhyme or reason which one's going to Mylars, but I mean, all the Jack Kirby books I know, I get always going to Mylars. But this one is in really great shape. Super white cover, some little smudging on the cover, but colors are super bright. The pages are a crazy white. He had 3 of these books. He had them all priced the same. This one was by far the best shaped one, and we all know Mr. R. Dowdy 95 would love this book. Shazam number 1. When I first started collecting comic books, one of the first books I had was a Shazam book that came in my little JCPenney's collector's starter kit. So I've always wanted to get this whole volume. So there's number 1. And what would a birthday haul be without Jack Kirby books? So got some number 1 issues. Don't really know much about this character or the series at all, other than it's Jack Kirby and it's number 1. So I got this actually a decent price. It's not in the greatest shape. It's a lot of just browning on it, some issue with the spine, but it's Jack Kirby and it's number 1. So it's OMAC number 1. Happy to have that. And I finally jumped on the train. I know most people in the comic book community have at least an issue of this, and this is my very first one. It's in pretty bad shape. Some water damage at the top and on the bottom. Some really creasing, but he had 2 of them. Gave me a really good price on it. So I'm definitely going to upgrade this later, but I want to at least have a copy and read it. And that's Commandy number 1. For the water damage up at the top and on the bottom, actually the pages inside were actually in pretty good shape. So it's actually a good reader copy. So there's number 1 of that. And last but not least, obviously it's my favorite one I picked up. Otherwise I would have saved it for last. He had 3 of these. He had one a really good high grade, which I was not going to pay the price he wanted for. It was ridiculous. The lower one I could have got. It was like $10. It wasn't as great, but I figured this was a little bit more than that, and it was a lot better shape. So it's Mr. Miracle number 1. So happy to have this. He's got a bunch more of these up there. He doesn't have number 4, but he has most of the other Jack Kirby ones. So every year my in-laws give me, typically give me a $50 gift card for the shop. So it's either going to pick up more of these, more New Gods, or maybe some Miss Marvels. I don't know. I usually like to take that money and get as much as I can for $50. As many books as I can for $50. So we'll see what happens as I get through this year. So I said, that's it. That's what I've gotten over the past few months. My birthday stuff. Christmas is right around the corner next week. So everybody have a safe holiday. Well, it's Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. If you're atheist or Jehovah's Witness, don't believe in Christmas, have a happy Wednesday. Right around the corners after that is New Year's. Please, everybody, be safe. If you're drinking, don't drive, or drive fast, take chances. Who knows? But please be safe. I mean, everybody's so great in this community. I do not want to see anything bad happen to anybody. That's all for now. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thanks. Bye.